Abby, I want to assure you that there is the perfect man out there for you. The perfect man that someday when you meet him and you say, I put a registry together for my kitten one day, he's going to go, oh, that's adorable. I just fell a little bit more in love with you. There's only one, but he's out there.
No, we are going to start this break. We listen and we don't judge.
Too late for that.
I tried that. Yeah, it didn't work. I quit that on Quitters Day.
We wouldn't have a show anymore, would we?
Yeah, too late for that.
The judgment in the room is astounding because
I'm excited for you, babe.
Yeah, I for one am thrilled to A, throw a party, but B, doing something that is going to benefit my cat's socialization powers in the long run. I am having a whisker warming party for my new kitten, Betty, and it's going to be fantastic.
Whisker warming.
It's a whisker warming party, like a housewarming party, but it's a whisker warming party.
That is so stinking
Or you
adorable.
can call it a sip and see. There will be alcoholic beverages and non-alcoholic beverages for people to enjoy while they I can't say that. That sounds wrong. While they hang out with my cat.
Right. Okay, yeah. Well put. Yeah, okay. Got it. All right. And what does this entail exactly?
So, have you ever been to a baby shower?
Yes.
It's like that, but the baby's my cat.
I'm trying to think which I would rather attend less. The kitty shower or the baby shower? I'm going with kitty. I'm going with kitty.
I'm not allergic to babies.
But they have baby sip and sees too. So like if you didn't have a baby shower, or maybe this is like your second or third kid and the child is here. And so, you know, you have the child and everybody comes over and they sip a little cocktail and they see the baby. I think now though, parents are so, especially with it being cold and flu season, that doesn't happen as much anymore because they want people to stay away from the baby as long as possible.
Sip and see in the ER?
Yeah, exactly.
So are there games that are being played here as they would at baby showers and stuff also?
Oh, I just got a big box from Amazon yesterday, and one of the games that will be played at the party just arrived, and all of the decor and the cute little kitty plates and the cute little kitty cups and the sign that says, "Are you kidding me right meow?" arrived, and the allergy medicine came. I ordered some Zyrtec for the people that are allergic to cats. So, Mo, you got no excuse now.
Oh, man, that was my way out.
You gotta roll up and see the cat. So yes, I am. Even though this is a silly, haha, laugh, fun joke, I read that it is very important to introduce your new cat to at least 100 people before they turn like 6 months old. Otherwise,
100?
that they will start to have a fear of people. And I will say, I've seen notes of that in my older cat that I already have already, where like I'll have like one person over and she goes into like a stress-induced panic and starts throwing up because she thinks someone's taking her. So I'm like, if I just start introducing my kitten to people very early on, I won't have this problem.
And for a cat owner, I feel like that's a lot harder to do for a dog owner, because with a dog owner, you take the dog on walks, you go to dog parks. Like I feel meeting 100 people is attainable.
Yep.
Whereas for a cat, if you don't invite people over to your house, they're not meeting 100 people.
Now, Kristen, you are forgetting I do have a cat stroller that I could take her out in, but you know.
I did forget that.
I don't think that was on accident. I think it's true for any living thing. Like if you want your kid socialized, you bring your kid out as soon as possible. If you want your kid to love and not be scared of travel, you start traveling with your kid as early as possible. So it's really not that different.
Exposure therapy.
I also just want to throw a party. So I will be throwing a party. And while we were talking about this on air on Friday, I think, I let you all know that I was having my whisker warming party, my sip and see. And while you two were judging me, Kristen thought, wouldn't it be fun to put together a little registry? And I thought, oh my God, the TTC community already wants to pitchfork my house. Why don't we do something a little less tone deaf? So over the weekend, Kristen brought this up to me. A couple of listeners brought this up to me. I had been thinking about it. And I thought, you know, instead of exploiting my powers for my own good and putting out a registry telling people to buy me a $700 self-cleaning litter box, what if we used my new kitten for good and we put together a registry for a local shelter and animal hospital and put it out there in hopes that people, purchase things for kittens in need. So I work a lot with Planned Parenthood here in Atlanta. So they put together a registry on Amazon, but I also thought it'd be a good idea to share the Humane Society website where they are taking donations specifically for animal shelters out in LA with all the wildfires. So I'm going to share both of those to my social media today.
That's
I think
good.
the Bert Show is also going to share it to the social media.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Question mark.
Sure.
And hopefully we can have this sip and could see do some good things for my cat and for kittens everywhere.
See, when you put it under the umbrella of philanthropy, it becomes way less weird. Smart call.
Way more power.
Hate on it now. Well done.
Most like she took all the jokes away.
She
She made it about charity. She took all the jokes away.
M&M does. She 8 Mile does, man.
That's exactly what she did.
You better back off, girl. What do you mean, is it weird to send your friend's husband a heart emoji? Heck yeah, it is.
Is it? Because I definitely thought it was. And then I thought I was overthinking it. And my husband told me I was overthinking it. But it felt wrong in the moment. So I posted on my Instagram story a bunch of like motivational quotes, right? And it was part of my whole, if you listen to the podcast, you heard me talking about how I want to get a phoenix tattoo. I feel like I'm in a new stage of my life. I've had a lot of introspection and I felt good about this year. And then, everything happened in the first 2 weeks of January. I don't feel so great about it anymore. But I do feel like it's a new chapter of my life that I'm embarking on. And I feel like I've dealt with some stuff. So I'm posting these quotes that kind of match that. And I get a text from a friend's husband. We don't really text that often.
But you have each other's numbers.
We have each other's numbers like maybe 5 times a year, 3 times, happy birthday, that kind of thing. It is not weird for me to text this person. We don't really text, right? And so they reached out, and I think they thought I was in a dark place because reading back on the quotes, I'm like, oh yeah, it's giving off like, help me vibes.
Yeah.
And
it's not hard to read.
No. But I wasn't. I was actually positive. And I was like, let me share this wisdom that I did not write with the world via Instagram stories because that makes a difference. But anyway, so they reached out and they're like, here are 2 quotes that have helped me get through things. And they were jokes. One was from like Bandit Healer from Bluey and the other was from a mutual friend. And I laughed and I said, I live by the doctrine of Bandit Healer. The other guy, not so sure about. He's kind of shady. Mutual friend. And I was like, but thank you so much for sending them. Heart emoji and send. And I sent it and I stared at that heart emoji and I'm like, it feels wrong. And I don't know why. And I think it's because I've never sent this person emojis, like heart emojis before. It's not like, and it's not in this person's. You know what? I'm just going to tell you it is. It's Bart. It's Kristen's husband.
Oh, it's definitely sexual.
Yes. Whoa.
How could it not be?
Yeah.
How long have you two been having an affair?
Right.
Just as long as Kristen's been holding her son's penis to help him pee in the toilet.
Hey, if the RVs are rocking,
Dang.
don't come a knocking.
If you didn't hear the first segment, that's a weird line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go listen to the podcast. Wow. Out of context, Bert show.
Well, this is so classic Bart because he does these things. Like, I had no idea he texted you. I had no idea you texted him back because the reason why we've lasted 20 years is because we just don't talk to each other.
Don't communicate. Yeah.
No, zero. So I had no idea.
I do think that's lovely. Like when there's a couple that doesn't need to be up each other's text butts, being like, who are you texting all the time, right?
Yeah.
So he and I, like occasionally, like, and usually about Kristen, oh my God, can you believe what Kristen said today? Just kidding.
She used a word wrong again, that dumbass.
All nice things. And it was really kind of him, right? And out of the blue. So I sent it back. But Bart, he doesn't strike me as someone that you would text heart emojis to. Like, it just feels weird. But I meant to be like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Because I'm also very awkward with texts. I don't know how to respond to nice things.
You're awkward in person as well.
Yeah, I'm just an awkward person. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, I watch what Kristen does with people, and then I just copy her.
Don't ask Kristen what to do with her hands. We heard earlier.
Can we stop?
Nope.
So I literally am looking and I'm like, what color heart emoji should I send? I was like, red is out. That's for my husband only. And then I'm like, black seems a little too macabre and sad. I'm like, I'm going to go with blue. It seems like a good choice. Kentucky blue. Sad blue, but not too
Damn,
blue.
you really overthought this heart thing.
I get it. I hit send and I looked at it and I was like, nope, this does not feel right. Bart is not a heart emoji person. And so I unsent it and edited it into heart hands and then resent it.
Wow, the way a woman thinks is fascinating to me. I don't think I've ever spent 2 seconds thinking, what color heart should I send this person that would send a different message?
You sent my husband a blue heart emoji, you slut.
It did feel disrespectful to you. I don't know
Cassie.
why. Nothing. No offense, Bart. Love you, dude. You're a cool man. But like, I got Chad. He's my man. But when I sent it, I was like, This is weird. It doesn't feel right. And if
Okay, to be
Kristen
fair-
saw this, she would be like, why is Cassie sending my husband a heart emoji? And I would feel that way if you sent it to Chad. I'd be like, what?
No, I wouldn't feel that way. And that actually, there's so many things that warms my heart about Bart, because that right there is. I know my husband has like this. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but he can be perceived as an a-hole a lot just because of
him being an a-hole.
Yeah, but that is who Bart is right there. Like him randomly sending Cassie these 2 text makers. That's my Bart. And so, and the fact that he did it and he doesn't tell me about it, like he just does it. That's another quintessential part of who he is. So I take no offense. I know Bart didn't think twice about it. You're definitely overthinking it. However,
don't do it again, babe.
However, I see what you're saying. Like, and Chad and I have had, like, Chad and I text, like when we're planning stuff behind your back to surprise you, like the Christmas light stuff, everything like that. You know, kid stuff, whatever. We have had, and like just a handful throughout the year, we will text. And the idea of sending him a heart emoji, it feels a little off.
Even though if it came from you, again, same thing. I'd be like, whatever. It's just Kristen doing a heart emoji.
I have never sent anything except a red heart emoji.
You don't-
never used a different color.
Never
on it.
a yellow?
Never spent a second on it.
Or a pink?
Nope.
I've used the dark red.
Have you?
And the regular red. That's
Okay.
as far as I go.
That's it.
That's it. I didn't even know there was a blue heart. I had no idea.
But see, that's because of our. She's so right. Because we're fans of Kentucky.
Makes sense.
I send blue hearts all the time.
It makes sense.
Never once.
Nope.
All right,
You're
Rebecca.
good though.
Thank you.
Yes, I don't hate you.
and thanks, Bart.
Producer Rebecca here. Are you in the wrong on unmatching somebody over one detail?
I know I'm not, but I want to see what you guys think, because I did get a little bit of backlash from a friend over this exchange I had on a dating app. And I don't know if it's that I just like have really high standards, or I'm just not so seriously like into pursuing dating at this point, because anytime I get even like the slightest bit of a weird vibe or like some off comment from somebody, that's it. Like it's over.
You just cut them.
Yeah.
Now, that's weird from the outside looking in, because I would think you would look for weird and quirky.
No, I like weird and quirky. I'm saying like suspicious or just like, you know, kind of like unkind, or just like gives me a strange vibe.
Slightly off.
Yeah, just like off. Yeah. And this wasn't the case for this man that I matched with. Like, okay, here's the tea. He was super cute. Brown hair, brown eyes. He was quirky. He was like kind of artsy, gorgeous teeth for some reason. I noticed that, and I liked that in a man. We had a great conversation.
It sounds like you're sizing up a horse. Yeah, those chompers were real straight. That hair.
Yeah. You know how people also say nice smile. You're like over here, gorgeous teeth.
You know what? I honestly think it's because I've been watching too much Love Island, and they're always like, the teeth. The teeth are there.
Well, it's because they all have those turkey teeth. They just have that one veneer that goes across.
Yeah, the chicklets.
Love a set of turkey teeth. Yeah. No, the teeth were teething on this man. And we were having a great conversation. I think I have kind of the opposite like philosophy with dating apps than I know that Abby does, because I know you like to like be like, hi, you're cute, I like you, let's go on a date.
Yeah, before you mess it up, let's go get a drink before you say something that's going to turn me off.
That's completely opposite of my method. I like to talk for like several days before I'm like, okay, let's try to like eat in front of each other and like see how that goes.
You want to suss them out.
Yeah, I want to see if they've got the bant, if they've got the chat. They gotta have the chat, and this guy had the chat. He had like good meme knowledge. I would make a joke and he would go, ha ha, that's perfect. That's all I really want.
But online rapport is so different than in front of each other, right? Like, how many guys have you messaged back and forth that just seems so quick and funny, and then you get in front of them and they just choke?
That's why I had to get off the apps in terms of like messaging them for days, because I would notice a pattern where if a guy was really good at texting and if he had really good banter on the Bumble chat, he would always be so socially awkward in person. And if I met a guy who was like a really bad texter where I would have thought this guy's boring as heck, he would be incredible in person. And so I kind of developed this theory that like a lot of people feel like they have to try really hard in the messages and create this persona that seems really attractive as a way to kind of deflect from maybe their social awkwardness, to where now, like, if you're too chatty, I'm like, this is a weirdo.
That is kind of the problem. A man being like really bad at messaging on a dating app is kind of a green flag. But honestly, I think I do it because I want to see if they think I'm funny. And if they try to out funny me, then I'm like, you gotta stop. Like, this isn't going anywhere.
You're never going to win this battle.
But this is where it really went south. And this conversation that I'm going to give context to, I'm asking for you all not to judge me, because this is a very important question that I ask most of my suitors.
Rebecca, we listen and we don't
totally judge.
Oh, that's the theme of the morning.
I asked, what Muppet do you most relate to? Because I'm a gonzo, first of all.
Okay.
Gonzo. For sure. Alien, loves chickens, non-binary king. Love him.
Okay.
He's great.
What's the chicken love that you have?
I like chickens.
I would have said Gonzo also, just for the nose comparison more than anything else.
For aesthetics.
Actually, if you want to hear, I have all the Muppets that I think you are. That could be a different conversation.
Yes, we do want to hear.
That's really funny.
I wrote it down because I was like, I have to.
You have it ready to go?
Yeah, because I was like, if they ask me, I know exactly what Muppets they are.
I had to say it.
We're going to save that for another day.
Okay.
Let's just continue with how you're.
Yeah, that's too good to rush through.
Yes.
You're right. Sorry, I got too excited.
I kind of don't blame you. So let's save our Muppets and get to what he responded.
So here's his response. He answered, definitely Kermit. First red flag.
Why is that a red flag?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
He continued, because I know when to be silly and I know when to be serious, but mostly because I'm an empath.
No.
He called himself an empath.
You don't like that.
That tells me that you have a sinister spirit, and I unmatched him immediately.
So just so I know, the definition of an empath is they feel things more deeply, and they feel things that others are feeling.
An empath is like a self-described, like highly sensitive person who like can be in a room and like feel your energy and feel like you're down today. You're feeling kind of blue. And I think empaths, like, they exist. But if you're a man and you call yourself an empath, that means you punch walls. Like,
Wow. Okay.
That escalated.
It certainly did.
I got all these numbers running through my head. I'm trying to make these calculations make sense, and I don't. How do you go from empath to punching walls?
From my experience, if you like self-describe, like, you don't, like, nobody is like, wow, you're like a really emotionally intuitive person. If you just come out and you're like, I'm an empath.
Yeah.
Like, the girls who are empaths, they have voodoo dolls. They tell you they love you. And then like 2 weeks later, they're trying to hook up with your roommate.
I don't disagree.
I'm not
with you.
bitter about that.
I don't disagree with you.
It is the number one red flag for me. You call me an empath. You call yourself an empath. Not only am I unmatching you, I'm blocking you. And I'm running for my life.
So that was it, huh?
That was it.
That's it.
All right.
And Kermit, first, the king of the Muppets.
He's romantic.
Big ego, first of all.
There's Piggy and him having a long-standing relationship.
Or maybe he's just a king who knows his worth.
My future man is Rizzo the Rat.
What the hell is going on, man?
For what reason? What characteristic? What's the matter with you? You need therapy, man. There is a traditional pizzeria in England that has heard the people, and they are finally giving the people what they want. Very traditional. So when people came in there and they're like, hey, can you put pineapple on my pizza? They're like, how dare you? This is an authentic pizzeria. We are never going to put pineapple on a pizza. But enough people have hit them up and said, I want pineapple on my pizza. Yesterday, they started putting pineapple on the pizza, but it cost you $150.
What? Are you serious?
That's hilarious.
They're like, all right, you want it. We got it. It's in the back, man, but it's going to cost you $150.
How bad you want it?
$150 for sweet, watery pizza? Absolutely not.
So there is also, I was just reading, a place in California that did the same thing a couple of years ago, except they're charging their customers $360.
They're just like, that is like such a huge FU to
Yes.
those they think has very poor taste buds.
Absolutely. And I was a non-pineapple guy until I was introduced to pineapple and jalapeno at the same time. That's a game changer.
I feel like between the salty, sweet, tangy, spicy, like you're literally hitting all the notes it should be delicious.
It's a game changer.
Really?
Yes.
Never had it.
Trust on this one.
Okay.
All right. Katie, what would you do if your boyfriend lost your dog? Are we talking about a friend of yours here?
Yeah, this happened to a friend of mine, and she's on the verge of just ending it all with her boyfriend, who she's been with for about, I want to say, a couple of years. And for the most part that I know of their relationship, it's been smooth sailing. But she has her dog, and her dog is about, I want to say, 8 years. She's had her fur baby.
Yep.
Right? This is her fur baby. So there was one day where her boyfriend was like, you know what? I'll walk Fifi. Don't worry about it. I got you covered, right? I don't know the dog's real name. I just
Katie.
I was about to say, I'm like, that sounds like a fake dog name.
And I'm over here like, oh,
Now we don't know what to believe with the rest of your story.
Well, for the sake of this story, the dog's name's Fifi.
Yeah, it's just because her dog's name is complicated. I can never remember it. So I just like, Fifi, hey, Fifi. So anywho, so he goes to walk her dog, and when he comes back home, he comes back empty-handed. Right?
Oh, no.
The way my heart just dropped.
I wouldn't have came back.
Right?
Yeah, you just keep going at that point.
All of the panic, of course, sets in because she's like, where's my fur baby? And he's like stumbling over his words. She got loose. I'm sorry. Like, she broke free of the leash and got loose, and I've been trying to find her, and I can't find her. Right? And this was at night that he was walking her dog. So she's like, okay, we're going to do a search party. We're going to go out and we're going to go find Fifi collectively.
But he's like, it's Monday night, baby. Monday Night Football. The game is on.
Thankfully, he didn't do that.
It is the playoffs.
So they try to go out and find, and that night could not find her dog. So she posted it like on the Ring app, Nextdoor app, like, of course, lost dog. Oh. And now she's more freaking out and more concerned about, her fur baby being lost.
I'm sure she was sobbing. She was inconsolable.
Yes. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to try to do whatever I can to try to help you. Days go by.
Days.
Still no sign, no word.
That's an empty feeling, man.
Ugh.
And I can only imagine, I don't know because I don't have pets, but I can only imagine that, like, this is a fur baby. It's like a child, right? So thankfully, a neighbor of hers found her dog and returned Fifi.
Hallelujah.
Nice.
Fifi was found safe. But now my friend is more upset because she's like, how is it that you were so irresponsible that you let Fifi get away? Now, mind you, her dog is only like less than 10 pounds. It's a small dog. So how did this dog break free of the leash? Like, what were you just not watching? Were you not, are you that irresponsible that you would just let this happen?
Now,
how can I trust you?
There are some people that do have the feeling that, look, my dog or my cat is no different than my son or my daughter. I don't feel that strongly, but there are some that feel like that. So if we were talking about a child, I would absolutely say, oh my God, this is so irresponsible that I would have to look at the relationship a little bit differently. For a cat or a dog, I'm not sure.
So for my friend, she looks at it like that's her child. And that's why she's on the fence now. It's like she's thinking of this on the borderline of a breakable offense.
Is this a deal breaker?
This is, yes. And I'm like, is this really a deal breaker? It was an accident and your dog was found safe. But at the same time, I understand because how did he let her dog get loose? There's
Can't you just like not let him walk the dog anymore instead of dumping him completely?
I would go with that. That's easy.
Yeah.
Like I would think that.
But then that also screams weaponized incompetence. Okay. Having dogs. And I remember when Bart first came into the relationship and I had my first dog, my beloved Parker Jones. I'm putting myself in her position if that would have happened. And we would have been together for a couple of years. So in the same situation, I would forgive, but I wouldn't forget. I don't think that's it. That's a deal breaker necessarily. I am going to look at you a little different for a while, but I feel like depending on how he responded, if he was in those streets, if he was looking hard, if he was super remorseful, if he was, if he was very apologetic, then I'll give you a second chance.
I think for me, it depends on if I love the person, then it might go on your permanent record. I might look at you a little funny, but I don't think I would leave you for it. And I would also be mad that you didn't make up a better story than the dog just went on the leash because I would have came home. I would have been lying.
I would submit this exercise. Any woman that has a mostly good man, he's 75, 80% good man. I would submit that you listen to Abby's stories of trying to date for a week and the struggles that she's having before you let that man go. No, it ain't easy out there.
I don't know. I would probably be siding with anybody thinking about about leaving them, because for me, I do think it is all in the response. Because how are you as a grown man losing a 10-pound dog? Like,
can happen.
first of all, I'm going to get the ick. Second of all, I'm going to be really upset because, like, if you know me, you know how seriously I take my animals. I don't have children. I don't plan to have children. So while I don't see my cats as my children, I take the responsibility that seriously. And so if you are going to somehow lose my cats, for example, I'm going to see that as a direct slight to me, because you know how concerned I am about not letting them get out, that if you're going to let them somehow escape, I'm going to feel disrespected. I'm going to feel some type of way about it.
But why are we automatically blaming him? Maybe the dog lost him. Okay, maybe this is on the dog.
Yeah, maybe you should get rid of the dog.
Get rid of him.
Right?
You know what I mean? Maybe the dog's the problem.
Absolutely. For 90% of my life, I have had a dysfunctional relationship with alcohol, and one that I haven't really been able to control. No, I wouldn't say I'm an alcoholic. I just very, very undisciplined. I could go for a while without having a drink, but man, if I was going to have one, I was going to have 5, right?
You didn't have you always used to say, excuse me, you didn't have a governor. Like once you started, it was like, it was an all or nothing thing when you were drinking.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys are like this also, but I would get to a point where I was buzzed, and then there would be an inner debate between an angel and a devil going, okay, you know where you're at right now. You know where you're at. You could stop. You could put the brakes on it, right? And the devil's like, go on in, man. This is going to be a good time. Carpe diem, baby. And the devil always won.
Yeah.
But at least I had the debate. Whereas I think some people are just like, they don't even have that debate either way. So I've always struggled with it. And I've kind of told you guys about it for years and years and years. And only recently have I really been able to turn that switch off. And I can't quite put my finger on it. And I just think it's been some things that are leading up to it. One has been that book, This Naked Mind, that really took out every single excuse that I ever had about alcohol. And just sort of after reading the book, it just sort of put the ideas in the back of my head. I didn't execute them for a while, but they were there, right? So I started to lose my taste for alcohol. I think just as you get older and the hangovers hurt more, and the amount of time you're actually partying compared to the recovery time, you're starting to do the math on it, and the math's not mathing.
Well, it was always so crazy because you are such a health conscious person when it comes to your supplements, when it comes to working out, when it comes to your food intake. So for you to intentionally poison your body,
crazy.
It made no sense.
And it legitimately, outside of smoking, is the worst thing you can do for your body. I know some of you guys don't want to hear this, but it affects every single cell in your body. There are very few things that can be dysfunctional for every cell. And I knew that. I didn't care.
Yep.
So I was going in. And I had 2 markers over the course of the last couple of weeks that really, really said to me, you know what? I am just different when it comes with my relationship with alcohol. And it's because I've been asking myself one question before I order that drink. And it's a real simple one. Here it is. Why? That's it. Why? So I was at a dinner meeting a couple of nights ago, and we were at a really nice restaurant in a really nice hotel, and they're ordering like nice fancy wine and stuff like that. And at first I was going to go in, and just because everybody else was doing it, and during this meeting I thought to myself, why? Mm-hmm. It was just a fleeting thought. Why? What's it going to enhance? Is it going to make me looser during this meeting? Is it going to make me more relatable? And I answered the question very quickly. It's not going to add anything. If anything, I'm going to say something too loose-lipped in this meeting. And we might lose the account altogether. So it was just a simple question of why. And the second one over the last couple of days has been much deeper than that. I told you guys yesterday we lost a Bert's Big Adventure child on Saturday. And the way my Saturday rolled out was I went to the gym Saturday morning. I was working out pretty hard. Then I got a text that Alyssa was in really, really bad shape. So, and I've heard that before, and just I had a decision to make, like, do I continue to work out? Because Alyssa always bounced back. But in this case, they told me she was going into intensive care. So I made the decision, like, there is no tomorrow. Let's get out of here. Either way. So I haul ass up there. It's about 40 miles away. And I go and I visit Alyssa, and it was my goodbye to her. And you could tell that in the room. It was just different this time than it was other times. And I felt the weight of that when I left. When I tell you guys I am not a crier, I just this toxic masculinity. My dad preached it to me a very, very long time. We don't cry in front of people. And I've always sort of had that, but these last couple of days, I've cried in front of more people in the last 4 days than I have in the last decade, for sure. So after I left Alyssa, I hadn't eaten. I was hungry. I didn't really want to talk to anybody. And I did have people in my house. My family was there, but I just didn't want to make small talk. I just needed to be alone. So when I'm driving back from Cartersville to Sandy Springs, there just happened to be a restaurant that's kind of a half restaurant, half bar. And I'm like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to get something to eat. So I walk in and I sit at the bar. And there they all are, all lined up saying, hey, this will make it a little bit easier.
Hey, I know you're sad.
This is going to take the edge off for you. So I order my lunch and I looked at that vodka and I ordered it. And then before she poured it, I asked myself, why? What's this really going to do? And I told her, never mind, I don't need it. Which was really big for me because normally when I'm going through situations like that, I will numb in big and small ways. This wasn't going to be me sitting there and having a bender all day. It was going to be the same lie I've told myself over and over and over again. Just take the edge off. It's going to be all right. And when I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to handle it without any kind of numbing at all, which is, Amanda brought this up, maybe why I've been struggling as much as I have the last couple of days. I mean, I was as close to Alyssa as I've been any Bert's Big Adventure kid, so it was going to hurt. But either way, I think I've been crying in a darker place because I haven't been numbing. I've just decided that I'm going to do this thing sober and I'm not going to do it with any help. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. But the fact that I sat there at that bar and I made the choice that I'm going to do this sober and this one drink isn't going to do anything for me really said to me like, hey, you know what? You're over drinking.
Good for you.
That's huge, man.
That is massive.
Very huge. I feel like I found myself in those situations often, and I never really consciously thought to myself that I was asking myself why, but I was. And on Sunday was actually the first time because we were out drinking for my lady's birthday and everyone was drinking. And in that moment, I realized like most of the time I have a drink is because of peer pressure.
Yeah.
That's really all it is because everyone else was drinking and I didn't have a drink. I didn't need it. Felt much better the next day. And I was like, maybe I am ready to start this journey.
Is it their peer pressure going, hey, Mo, have a drink? Or is it the one that you inflict on yourself when everybody around you is having a drink?
I inflicted on myself.
Yeah,
for
right,
sure.
right.
Yep.
When we usually do these love lost and founds, you guys hit us up and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't get his number. I was on a flight from blank to blank. We were talking about blank and we had such great chemistry. And then as we were getting, as an example, off the plane, the time came for us to say goodbye. And every instinct I had said, get his number, give him my Instagram. And you didn't do it. So you call us up and then we look for the guy. This time, the love lost and found is coming from Abby for yourself?
For myself. And this is going to be a real shot in the dark because unlike some people who may have, had a little interaction at a bar or maybe you sat next to somebody on the plane, me and this man did not speak 2 words to each other because I did not have the balls to approach him because I was looking busted. I had the opportunity to have the meet cute that everybody dreams of. Now, if you can think of a place that you think is like the ideal person or the ideal place to bump into the person of your dreams, kind of everyday life, what's the ideal situation?
Immediately coffee shop.
Okay.
Or a cafe of some sort.
A cafe.
A cute cafe. Look, not a chain cafe, but like a local cafe.
Like a Perk Coffee in Virginia Highlands, one of those places.
Yes.
Damn, that's a good question. The plane comes to mind because it's usually easy to spark up a conversation. But if it wasn't a plane, I'd say like a bar.
Okay. I had some luck at the gym.
Okay, at the gym. So I was at my local Trader Joe's. And for me, I think that's kind of one of the places where everyone sort of idealizes meeting their person because it's sort of everyday life. There's nothing like sinister happening. It's not like a bar at like 2 a.m. You're out, you're just doing things that you would normally do. And, maybe you both reach for the bell peppers and your hands touch and you look up at each other and you realize, wow, I could maybe cook peppers with you for the rest of my life.
I want to throw out different grocery stores to see if they have the same effect. Like if you ran into him at Piggly Wiggly.
Or like the Murder Kroger.
Yes.
Or like Disco Kroger.
Winn-Dixie.
the Buckhead Publix. That's where I want to meet somebody.
I think it does depend on the grocery store, and Trader Joe's, that checks.
So I was at Trader Joe's, and it was kind of a late night run for me. I wasn't anticipating going, but my apartment has just gotten like a deep clean. So I was like, you know what would really like just top this night off is like some really beautiful flowers to just kind of like accent the room. It already smells nice. Everything's folded. Nothing weird is hanging out of my drawers. I was like, let me bop next door and put together a little floral arrangement.
People underestimate the power of fresh flowers.
Yes.
We always have a bouquet of fresh flowers in our home. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Now, I typically don't have flowers around the house, because the economy. The other reason is because I have cats, and sometimes flowers can be really poisonous to cats. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to go Google what flowers are poisonous to cats, not pick those, and create my own arrangement. So I bought next door to Trader Joe's. It's like 7 p.m., which is might as well be midnight for somebody who works on a morning show. And I'm actually wearing the exact outfit I was wearing, except this was actually covered in like chocolate because I'd been snacking all night. And I roll up, I'm wearing no makeup. My hair is kind of a mess. I'm thinking I'm just running in to get some flowers and running out.
Oh, so this is the exact look.
I think this might have been the exact look now that I think about it. I have like 7 outfits that I rotate. This is one of them.
I think you're thinking like a woman and not a dude. This is super cute.
I'm wearing, for the folks at home, I am wearing a pair of Amazon Palazzo sweatpants. So they're kind of like MC Hammer balloon pants, where they get like tight at the ankles and then they kind of balloon out. They're very comfortable. They're very economical. Amazon's very cheap. And I'm wearing a terracotta. What color do we think this is? Like mauve sweatshirt and
Brown.
Yeah, fiber.
It's just giving brown, Abby.
No, it's brown with like a hint of red.
No, it's brown.
That's definitely brown.
You guys,
Take it from the guy who's brown. That's brown. Yeah, I know brown.
If anybody's down with the brown, is going to be
I
brown.
got the show.
And then I also have a pair of like ugly rubber slides on. These are my alternative to Crocs. I think they are way more fashionable, but just as comfortable.
And then you've got your ski hat on. You look adorable.
Oh,
this would be a great look to approach a dude at.
So anyway, I bop over to Trader Joe's. I'm picking out my flowers. I'm Googling which ones are not going to kill my cat. And I look over and I see a tall, handsome gentleman kind of like do a little side eye at me, and I do a little side eye at him. And I go, this man is literally exactly my type. And I'm like, oh my God, what if we meet in the flower section? I'm like, what flowers am I picking out? Those can be at our wedding. I can carry these as I walk down the aisle.
Oh, wow.
And we can cater whatever pre-made salad he's picking out in the pre-made food section at Trader Joe's. I'm like crafting the narrative in my head. And we stand there probably for like a good 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to approach me. He's going to approach me. I'm like, wait, should I approach him? And then I look up, and there's kind of like, I wouldn't call it a mirror, but there's like a reflective surface that was kind of accented on the walls. You know how sometimes like there will be like some metal and you can see your reflection in it. And I look up as I'm like, carrying all my flowers, and I look at myself and I go, I cannot meet a man looking like this. I had some mascara sort of like smudged down below my eyes. My sweatshirt wasn't as clean as it is now. I had a little bit of chocolate on it. My face is a little greasy from sweating. I'd gone on a walk earlier that day.
Some sprinkles of cat hair.
And I'm thinking, this man is probably looking at me because I am insane looking, instead of thinking, wow, that's my future wife. Meanwhile, I'm thinking this is a meet cute. So I'm just going out on a limb here that if he happened to be looking over, because he's like, oh, maybe that's Abby from the Bert Show. She is uglier in person.
Oh, stop it.
If you were at Trader Joe's last week around 6:30 p.m., hit me up.
Now, if he's not listening and you were giving a description, maybe we have somebody that knows him that would fit this description.
My type is vanilla, so I'm about to describe every man who works in your local sales pit at your job. He was probably around 6'2". He had brown hair. It was long, but not like shaggy long. It was like if he had like a high and tight haircut and had grown it out for a couple of months. He was wearing a olive colored zip up and a pair of khakis. And that's it.
That's all you got.
I know.
Okay, and again, the exact day you were at Trader Joe's.
I was there, I believe, on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m.
Okay, and this was the Trader Joe's that's
on Roswell Road.
Okay.
And for all the dudes listening, olive means green. A green zip up.
Green zip up.
So Amanda, my girlfriend, has been trying to think of a clever, easy way to approach you and tell you she thinks she's got a guy for you.
Why does she need to be clever about it? Why can't she just text me?
Yeah, but since we're here, I'm just going to show you the picture of the guy that she has picked out for you.
Is he ugly?
I think he's right in your wheelhouse, actually.
Oh, that's
Is it her ex-husband? Please tell me it's not her ex-husband.
No.
Okay, good.
He's all right.
Wait, what? Why are you recording this?
I just want to see your facial reaction when you look at the photo.
I'm nervous. Why is it? Okay.
She said that he's kind of a shy dude.
Okay.
So she's not sure that he would be down with the whole Berto thing. But as far as personality goes and looks, she thinks it's right in your wheelhouse.
You ready?
Are you pranking me?
No.
Is it about to be
No.
like Oscar the Grouch?
No,
okay.
it is not.
Okay.
No, I can attest. It is not. 1,
Okay.
2, 3.
Oh, he's cute.
He's a good looking dude, right? And he's got a picture with his dog.
Oh, wait, his dog is really cute. Wait, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Wait,
All right.
okay.
Yeah.
Wait, this is pleasant. I'm like pleasantly surprised.
So I'll have her hit you up. Now the ice has been broken. She's been wondering how to approach you, and I just shattered it.
Thank you, Amanda. You could have. Oh, wait, she just texted me. She just texted me. Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second. Zeth here says this might be him that you're looking for. Good morning, Bert Show.
Actually, I said it wasn't me.
Oh.
Okay.
But you got to say but.
Yeah.
I am the guy that Abby's been looking for years.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
Okay. Well, let's hear this out.
I like the confidence, Zeth.
What has Abby said that you're like, oh, this is me?
Well, first of all, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I'm a Swiftie.
Good
Okay.
start.
All right, you got to throw it out there.
Strong start.
I'm a regular guy. I have a regular job. I make probably roughly $80,000 to $100,000 a year.
Okay.
Just put it all out there,
Yeah.
Zeth. I like it.
Well, I didn't.
Didn't give you roughly though.
I didn't even have to go to LinkedIn for this.
Yeah, I work hard. Like I do. I go to work. Like, but I've seen him. Like I've heard you. I don't want children.
Okay.
Okay.
Like maybe in the future, maybe I don't know. But right now, nah, don't want them.
Okay. Zeth, what do you look like, man?
That's right.
That's all.
I am,
Yeah, this boils down to two things.
I on my license I am 6 foot, but really I'm 5'11".
Who would say you're
Wait,
6 foot?
your wife?
No, my license says
License.
License. I thought he said one foot. So I'm like, what? This is bold.
I get into a throuple in the year 2025.
We all heard the same thing. Okay, so your license says you're how tall?
Yeah. I'm about 5'11" and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
What's
But your
up?
license says 6 foot, so you're a liar?
No, it's the DMV got it wrong.
Yeah.
DMV got it wrong. Yeah.
What celebrity do you most look?
Everybody in the world is a liar.
What celebrity do you most look like?
They say I look like Tobey Maguire.
Toby Maguire. Okay.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the last question would be, do you work at Chuck E. Cheese? Because that doesn't fly with Abby.
No, but I wish I had unlimited tokens.
Okay. Would you like me to put him on hold?
You can put him on hold. Feel free to DM me, I guess,
Okay.
or email me.
All right, Spidey. Hold on one second, my man. All right, that's shooting your shot right there.
It is. My man went for it.
I am not mad at it.
Nah, me either.
And think of the great storyline when she gets murdered after going on her date.
All right.
This is great content for the Dateline episode.
All right, in a couple of minutes, they have betrayed. Some of his friends have betrayed Mo. We will get into it here in just 1 second. But before that, Kristen, I would like to give you the gift of international podcast listens.
Yay!
Okay, we have a podcast, and if you're listening live right now, you're missing a lot before and after. You don't have to miss it later on in the day because we upload the podcast, this show, segment by segment, and you can listen to anything that you want, the whole show or just one segment or two. And you can find that on any podcasting platform. But Kristen loves the fact that we have listeners in different parts of the world.
You know, and I think it's because I've been doing this for so freaking long. Like 21 years ago when we were doing radio, that just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like whatever market you're in, that's who can hear you. But now, thanks to this thing called the internet,
Yeah.
like the fact that somebody in Australia knows our show,
Yeah.
I just think that's so freaking cool.
You were doing this before there was even a Romania. And here we are in Romania right now. So now the way that these podcast numbers come down, they are coming in the form of a flag of that country and not the specific name of the country. Some of the flags I can identify. And there's one today I cannot. Okay. But
Okay.
I can tell you we're still doing very well in Romania.
Nice.
We're doing great in South Africa still. Indonesia, crushing it. 36th most most listened to podcast in the comedy in Indonesia. Thank you, Mo, for going.
Yes, sir. I do what I can.
But there's one that we ranked on today, and I don't understand what country it is because I'm just not smart enough. It's a red flag, right? The base of the flag is red, and it's got a blue cross on it, and the cross starts a little bit juxtaposed on the left side of the flag. If I didn't know any better, it would be like a Scandinavian country. It kind of looks Norway-ish or Sweden. It has that kind of feel to it, but I don't know what country that is.
Do you want to guess or do you want me to just tell you?
I have no idea. What is it?
Well, you already guessed. It was your first guess.
Norway?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Ding, ding, ding.
No kidding.
Yay. Norway.
Yeah.
We're on in Norway.
We are number 217 in the comedy category in Norway, man.
Okay.
All right, working our way up.
Climbing.
That's so funny.
Mo, who has betrayed you?
My lady and my friends.
So everybody.
All of them. My entire circle of trust. And I'm thinking about cutting them all off and starting over. Now, this might be childish of me. I'll admit that. However, I'm standing on it. I feel away, and I feel like they betrayed me. And, well, technically, I will start with this. It's my lady's birthday, right? So she's going to have a little bit of leeway there. However,
Today is?
no, and that's the thing. That's where I'm going. When does it stop?
Birthday immunity?
This is like, her birthday was on the 12th, right? So we like 3 days past now.
Yeah.
And first of all, she has the worst placement of a birthday when you're in a relationship to me ever.
Yeah.
Because you got to deal with Christmas, and then her birthday is a couple weeks after that, and then a couple of weeks after that, you got Valentine's Day. So it's like, I need people to send donations. But it's rough out here.
I need a little bit of background. Is she one of these people that reminds you that their birthday is 30 days out and then reminds you that it's 25 days out and then 14 days out? Or is she just like, not a big deal?
No, she's definitely the first person.
Okay.
She reminds me, and not only does she remind me, it's a matter of celebrating her birthday like 4 times for one birthday. Like, we've already gone to a birthday dinner. We already celebrated her birthday with her family, and then now we're supposed to celebrate her birthday again this coming up weekend because it's a 3-day weekend. So she wanted to take a small trip to celebrate her birthday then as well.
Okay, this must be a milestone birthday then.
No.
Well, every
No.
birthday technically is a milestone.
Well, you sound just like her now.
I'm trying to give some leeway.
Which I'm not so mad at the fact that she wants to celebrate her birthday on the weekend because it's a 3-day weekend. It makes sense. I understand it. So she came to myself and my closest friend and asked if we would join her on a weekend trip to Panama City to celebrate her birthday, which was like, okay, cool, no problem. Let's all set it up.
PCB?
Yep. So I've never been. So I love to go a place I've never been. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.
Think Thailand, except the exact opposite.
Got it.
That's PCB.
So I probably won't enjoy it as much because I'm fresh off of Thailand and still riding that wave.
I can say though, PCB has had a transformation because obviously I went in college for spring break and that was one PCB. And then I went last year or the year before last with my family and it's a completely different PCB. And you can't beat the beaches and the sand there.
I got no beef with it. It's got like a bad rap for years and years and years
It
of that, but
shouldn't.
it shouldn't. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So we make this plan to go. We made this plan, I'd say about 3 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. It's all solidified. It's all set. It's all solid. We're going. A few days ago, and I didn't expect my friends to be loyal to me in this regard, but I did expect my lady to. I never had FOMO. Let me start by saying that. That is not a thing for me. If anything, I have LOMO. Like, I love missing out.
You have JOMO. It's the joy of missing out, and it's a real thing.
Yes.
Yes, JOMO. If you are an introvert, you do not suffer from FOMO. You suffer from JOMO, the joy of missing out.
100%. I love that. I have JOMO for sure. But I have FOMO now for the first time, and now I finally understand what people mean when they say they have anxiety of missing something. Because when we initially set this trip, we all had the same flight, but the flight leaves at like 6 p.m., I guess, because the way that the flights are set up, you either leave at like 9:50 in the morning or the next flight you can catch is pretty much at night. So you're going to either catch that first flight or you miss the entire day. Now, because we all initially had to work on Friday, that was the plan, to catch the evening flight. And we just miss a little bit of a Friday, but we'd still get the Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Cool. That was the plan. That was the plan all this time. Now, if they had made a different plan initially, obviously I could have got ahead of it and tried to make arrangements. No one did that. That was the plan. We were all set. 2 days ago, for whatever reason, my dude comes to me and says, hey, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for us to take that evening flight. So me and my lady and my other friend who's also going, they all decide they're just going to take the day off.
Mhm.
At that point, I go to my lady and I'm like, yo, they're going to be there before us. We're going to miss a little bit of the day, but it's all good. At least we're going together. At that point, I could see that her face,
Oh, no.
she made like a facial expression that was like, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. And I'm like, nah, what you mean? Hold on. So she says, well, my other friend who's also going apparently reached out to her. And because she has the kind of job where she can work anywhere and it doesn't matter, she said, well, I was thinking it only makes sense for me to meet them there too. So I said, no, you can't. You can't do that. That's not how that works. We got to go together. Like you can't just make me be the only person that's gonna miss the entire day, and then y'all get there in the morning and like no, that's not a thing.
Your ride and die is just leaving you.
Like she didn't even like think about it. Like it wasn't even a conversation of like should we do it. She said no. What does it matter? Like you'll get there when you get there. We can go earlier. So everyone now is going without me. And everyone I feel like they betrayed me.
So, A, I'm on her side. And B, well, doesn't this play into your, what did you call it? JOMO. Like you don't have to be there the entire time.
Normally it would. But for some reason, I feel like because it's her birthday celebration, if anyone should be there when like at the beginning with her, it's me. So
No, if anybody should be there at the beginning, it's her.
Right. Yeah, because her birthday is about her.
But it's not her actual birthday. We already celebrated the birthday. This is just a weekend trip, and now you forcing me to go one, and then you're leaving me?
I got your lady on this one.
Huh?
I got your lady on this one.
Oh, this is wrong, man.
I got you, lady, on this one too.
I'm siding with the lady.
Oh, bro, you thought you were going to have a whole studio full of support.
I didn't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew exactly how this was going to go. I knew y'all was going to do me like this.
Let her go do her thing, man.
Even I'm paying for the ticket, man. I ain't changing the flight. How about that? I'm dumping it down on Betty.
All right, let's get Rachel on here. She needed our help behind the scenes because she hates the fact that her best friend is dating a married man. She wanted our help putting an end to the whole thing. So we did just that. Hey, Rachel, good morning.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, I can understand how this is driving you crazy. Tell us about your relationship with your best friend, who she's dating, and why she won't listen to you.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I am absolutely at my breaking point. So, my best friend, someone I used to have so much respect for, has sunk to an absolute new rock bottom low. And nothing I say or do can snap her out of it. So what she's doing is she is dating a married man. A married man with children, no less.
Makes it really
So let's
messy.
just call him Dick. All right?
We're gonna call him what?
Dick.
Oh, okay.
With 2 Ks.
I thought we couldn't say that on the radio.
Yeah, if it's a man's name.
Richard.
Loophole.
Yes.
Okay, so like this nonsense with her, this has been going on for months. And I have tried everything to get her to stop. I have talked to her until I am blue in the face. I have called her out on how disgusting this is. And I've even warned her about how karma's going to smack her in the face someday. But none of this is getting through to her. She has convinced herself that she's special and that she and Dick have some magical connection and that somehow this is all going to work out in her favor. And I think it's sickening.
Has he dangled the carrot like, oh, we're going through a really tough time. We're going to get separated, but they're not?
He dangles a lot of carrots.
Dangle the carrot.
Old Dick is dangling that carrot.
Dangling some carrots. That's why we call him Dick.
Is that what he's doing? He's like making it like he's going to leave the family.
I haven't really heard anything from that. From what I'm hearing, he's kind of promising her that, sometime it'll work out. And he hasn't given details, just it'll work out for us.
So you can't say for certain he's leading her on, but bottom line, she's enjoying what's like their setup. He's enjoying their setup, and she apparently has no issue with the fact that she is the side piece.
She's enjoying Dick.
She is.
Yes, she is.
Mm-hmm.
She's enjoying her time with Dick.
Now, we haven't asked, is she married?
No.
Okay.
So
She's, well, single, but not single.
Right.
because she's with Dick.
She thinks she's not single.
Gotcha.
So you think you've done everything, you've said everything you can to sort of connect to her values, but she's having too good of a time and this thing is just going to play out.
Yeah, I've done everything I can. I'm done. And that's why I need you to help me scare the crap out of her.
And what's your plan?
So my plan is I want you guys to fake bringing back Mistress Monday. Remember that? And contact her.
Do you remember Mistress Monday? Oh, I
Uh-huh.
forgot about this, Rachel. Hold on one second.
Do it.
So
Tell her.
Hold on a second, Rachel. So we can re-educate people because Abby wasn't here. So Abby, Mistress Mondays, and Bert, because your memory sucks. You were here when we did it. Mistress Mondays. Was he? So Mistress Mondays, we would have the wife, the wife knew that there was infidelity going on and she wanted to ask the mistress questions. So the wife would submit questions that we would ask the mistress, and the mistress would come on the air and honestly answer any question the wife had.
Yeah, it was
brutal and we stopped.
How could I forget that?
We should bring that back. That's pretty dang good. So you wanted us to reach out to her and tell her that we were going to do Mistress Monday?
Yeah, like tell her that anonymous source tipped you off about her and Dick or something like that. And just ask her if she's willing to come on to discuss being the other woman, you know?
Okay.
If she listens to your show, she'll be mortified to think that her dirty little secret's going to be exposed to the world. And maybe, just maybe, if we're really lucky, maybe that'll snap her out of her delusion.
Okay, we're doing this kind of retroactively.
To ruin her life and someone else's family.
Tommy has already reached out, correct?
Yep, and she was not happy at all.
I know this is right. This feeds right into your wheelhouse. I know you loved Rachel's idea.
Yes, I did.
All right. Okay, Rachel, so we have to break here. When we come back, Tommy will tell you exactly about the exchange between he and your best friend, okay?
Okay, I'm excited.
In like 30 seconds, we will tell Rachel if her evil plan worked, and we talk some sense into her best friend that is dating a married man. We'll get into that in a second. I want you guys in a second to open up your emails. Corporate America fascinates me because the fact that Walmart's like, hey, we need to change our logo. Okay? 2025, it's time for a new, fresh brand. And when you're in corporate America, you know you have to run through 12 different levels of red tape. You know that they're doing different surveys.
Focus
groups and stuff. So Walmart, you're going to see a brand new, fresh logo from Walmart. You guys go ahead and open up the email that I just sent you and scroll about halfway through and check out the brand new, fresh Walmart logo.
My favorite joke I saw on the internet yesterday about this was somebody said, they just put lotion on it.
That's facts.
Right.
I mean, seriously,
They made
right?
it less ashy and plumped it up.
Little Vaseline.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all that is.
So, you know, the old Walmart thing was sort of a light blue background with what I would consider the buffering sign as the logo, you know? And now it's more of a bright blue with a thicker buffering logo.
They literally put lotion on
That's
it.
it.
And
That's
then-
the best way to describe it.
I fell out when I
It
read that.
really is.
And then when you scroll down a little bit, now you can see the words played out in an alternative logo, which was white and it had blue Walmart letters, and now it has white and thicker blue Walmart letters. That's all they've done for it.
They
man.
just did boldface.
I am so curious on like how much did they spend doing research and how much time with everybody in the office before they came up with that BS.
Well, the back end, of course, is going to take some money, but like when you rebrand a company, it costs millions of dollars. Like you have to change everything. So just to add like a bolded font for Walmart, like this is insane. to
All
me.
that money they got.
I wonder if that's why they did it. Because on real rural Walmarts, no one's going to know the difference. So you can kind of keep it the same on the storefronts, but everything digitally gets updated. So I wonder if it almost looks the same in order to save a ton of money. but it's still a waste of time.
It's kind of insulting. Like, hey, nobody will know that we changed our logo, but we'll tell them we did. It's kind of insulting.
This is how I felt when I got my nose job and y'all didn't know this. It's the same.
All right, let's get Rachel back on here because Rachel is furious that her best friend has been dating a married guy with kids, and she feels like she's done everything she can to talk her best friend some sense into her best friend, and nothing has worked.
All right, so before we get to Tommy's email exchange with her best friend, aka the mistress, a quick moral question for you guys. Your best friend is dating somebody who is married, meaning they are the other person. Is that a friendship deal breaker for you? If your best friend is dating somebody who is married, and not just like dating somebody who's like separated, going to get a divorce. No, this person, man or woman, is pretending to be pretending to be happily married, and your friend has started a relationship with them. Would you look at your friend differently, and would you consider dumping that friend?
Look at him differently, maybe, but dump him. No, it's something I probably would have one conversation with him to see where his head's at, and if that was the decision he chose to make, I wouldn't stop being friends with him.
I will say it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, but I think how they respond to it would cause either a lot of tension in the friendship that would lead to a breakup, or like it's just something we would have to work through. Like if I come to my best friend and I say, listen, like the fact that you're dating someone who's married, that's a little whack. And if she gets defensive and then starts putting it on me, says that I'm crazy, like that might lead to it. But oh, it's wrong. I'll be there for you while you're trying to get through this.
I don't know. You got one or two things to do. Either you bail because your values don't match up, or you can lean in because this is the time that they really need help.
I just want the tea.
Yeah. All I'm seeing is content for weeks for the show.
Yeah. All right, so Tommy, let's get you on. Hey, Rachel, you ready for this?
I made a pot of tea, so you can spill it.
Okay. So we used to do this segment on the show called Mistress Mondays, where we would have the mistress on that agreed to talk to the married woman and answer her questions. So Rachel wanted us to use that to go to her friend as sort of not a threat, or just, I wouldn't call it a threat really. Just more
she wants to scare her straight. Instead of a Santa scared straight, this is a mistress scared straight.
Yes. Tom, you want to take it from here? You're the one that emailed the best friend.
Yep. So I reached out to Rachel's best friend. We are calling her Michelle. Mistress Michelle. And so I emailed her. I said, hello, Sloot.
No, you did not.
Not Sloot scared straight.
That does have a nice ring to it.
I said, you'll be impressed by my very wordy email. I was very nice.
Did you tap into professional, Tommy?
I tried.
All right.
I said, hello, Michelle. I hope you're doing well. My name's Tommy. I'm reaching out on behalf of the Bert Show, explain who we are. We're excited to announce the return of one of our most talked about segments, Mistress Monday. You know, the one Bert doesn't remember. As part of
I didn't remember the name. I remember the segment for sure.
As part of the segment, we're exploring the untold stories of individuals involved in complex relationships. Recently, an anonymous source reached out to us and shared some details about your connection with Dick. Based on what we've been told, it sounds like your story could be a compelling and unique addition to our upcoming show. All this is good stuff, right?
Yeah.
We'd love to have you join us on the air this coming Monday to share your side of things.
Except when you said an anonymous source named Rachel.
I did not say that, Rachel. It's a chance to talk about your experience, offer your perspective, and even clear the air if needed. Of course, we understand the sensitivity of these matters, and we'll work with you to ensure you're comfortable throughout the entire process. Please let us know if you'd be willing to participate. If you have any questions or would like to discuss this further, don't hesitate to reach out. Looking forward to hearing from you. And Michelle did not hesitate to reach back out.
You think?
Oh.
I got an email. It was almost immediately, as long as it took her to type this, I think. Michelle said, I'm honestly shocked and upset to receive this email. I have no idea who would submit my name for something like this, but it's extremely invasive and inappropriate. If you're going to reach out to someone about a private matter, the least you can do is disclose who your so-called anonymous source is. I don't appreciate being blindsided with accusations and dragged into whatever this is. I'm not interested in participating in your segment, and I'd like to request that my name be removed from consideration immediately. Furthermore.
Whoa, she used the word furthermore.
You know they're serious when they go furthermore. Furthermore, I want to know who provided this information about me. This feels like a personal attack, and I'd like to get to the bottom of it. Please let me know who contacted you so I can handle it accordingly. I hope you'll respect my privacy and resolve this matter quickly. Signed, Michelle.
All right, so Rachel, did I catch this in the beginning of the segment that you said she is a listener of the Bert Show?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's going to know it's you then. I mean, so this friendship's over.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess.
Well, it depends on how active of a listener she is.
Yeah.
So being the professional I am, I emailed her back.
Oh, there's another.
I said, thank you for getting back to us.
Gosh.
We understand your slutty frustration.
No.
And want to address your slutty concerns. I didn't use slutty. As part of our journalistic principles, we are committed.
Wait. When did we get those? How dare you bring those words into this studio?
We applied a long time ago. They just got approved.
I may have ran her response, my initial email, her response through AI and said, make this sound really professional.
Clearly, AI does not know this show.
As part of our journalistic principles, we are committed to protecting the anonymity of our sources. This policy ensures that individuals feel safe sharing sensitive information with us. Unfortunately, this means we're unable to disclose the identity of the person who submitted your name. So sorry, Sloot.
All right, so Rachel, I'm guessing your friend that you said is a listener of the Bert Show.
Yeah.
Even if it's temporarily or not full time, you'll be getting a call.
Yeah.
And we would like to follow up with you to find out how that went.
Because after Tommy sent that email, she gonna be listening to see how we address.
Yeah, it's not like he even said, hey, put me on the voices, guys.
He really didn't.
You put her all out there, man.
You just raw dogged this whole segment, didn't you?
You didn't think this through.
Hey, Rachel, can we talk to you again tomorrow morning, find out how it all went?
Sure. If she calls back, yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I ain't calling her.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Toddlers are sketchy little human beings, and in
about it.
some cases they think that they know everything. So at what point do you tell them when you're playing like a board game with them and they want to just like sketchy make their own rules up so they can win? At what point do you just go like, that's not how the game is played?
Yeah. Count your chickens has gotten very contentious in our household, and I need some guidance. So, yeah, I'm coming to you with a PG parenting dilemma, very different from the parenting dilemma we happenstance across in the first break of the show. If you missed that, you'll just have to check out the Bert Show podcast on all your podcasting platforms. We're not going back into that. We're going to focus on count your chickens and tic-tac-toe, all right? I don't know if I should cave and let my toddler do what he wants to do because, I mean, he's 3 years old, for goodness sake, right? Technically almost 4. And there is a difference between a young 3 and an old 3. If you have kids, you understand. So he's 3, almost 4. We love playing tic-tac-toe, and we love playing Count Your Chickens. And Count Your Chickens, 10 out of 10 recommend. It's great for them, learning how to count. It's interactive. It's not a competition. You work together as a team. Love it. So we were playing Count Your Chickens, and if you've never played, it's like a board game, and you have like a little trail you follow, and you spin a wheel, and either you land on a sheep or a pig or a tractor or a dog or a cow, and you count, and however far you go, that's how many little chicks you can collect, and you put them into the coop, and you try to collect all the chicks, put them in the coop, and get mama hen to her little chicks. All right?
Teaching him to be a little chick magnet even at the age of 3.
Bingo. And so we're playing, and you know, you twist the little spinner, and whatever you get, you count and you gather. However, Jimmy wanted to get the dog, and Jimmy didn't want to go to the closest dog. He wanted to go to the second closest dog. So here we are playing. He spins, and lo and behold, he did get the dog. But he doesn't want to go to the closest dog. He wants to go to another dog further away. Mm-hmm. And I tell him, that's not how you play the game. Like, you have to go to the closest one. And when I say meltdown, we started having, but I want to go to the second dog. And it's in that moment when your child's having a meltdown over something very superficial, just so small and petty, right? But they have these big feelings. They have big emotions. Their little brains. I get it. I understand the science behind it. But at what point do you say, F it, play however you want? Or as a parent, do you stick to your guns and be like, no, this is how the game is played and this is how we're going to play? I want to get your all's take, and then I will tell you how I handled the situation.
Okay. I'm assuming, knowing a little bit about you and Bart, that Bart wants to play by the rules. Mm-hmm. Starts here at 3, starts here at 4. This is how the rules are. We have to learn early. Whereas I feel like you're going to be more like, I'm just tired. Just go ahead and do what you want.
I'm guessing if I were in a situation like that and had a kid, I don't think I would have the patience to sit there and actually try to get them to play by the rules. At the
You'd be like, just go to that second dog. I don't care.
Do what you want, man.
Because you also don't want to turn them off to games.
Exactly.
Also, right? It's like you're too strict and they're not having fun at all at 3 or 4. Then they're not going to want to have fun at 5 or 6.
I guess what would be the purpose of enforcing the rules for this one game? You know what I mean? Like, what are you hoping that you can achieve as a parent through being a stickler through the rules? Because as an outsider, I'm seeing just a game that's supposed to be a fun time for little Jimmy to spend his days as a 3-year-old. Whereas if you then turn it into something that's like hard and not fun, I'm wondering what the purpose of that would be.
There's the life lesson of these are the rules, and you play by the rules. You just can't make up your own rules. I mean, in the NFL.
And do whatever you want.
Right, at the NFL, right? If Tom Brady came in and was like, oh, you know what? No, 5 downs now, not 4.
They might do it for Tom Brady.
For Tom Brady.
All right, but pause, count your chickens. So tic-tac-toe, we're having the same issue because he wants to go in the middle and he tells me what squares he wants in the beginning and those are the ones he's going to get, meaning he's going to win every single time, to which I told him, those are not how you play the game. I have now I refuse to play tic-tac-toe with my kid because he cheats. And I'm like, you can't do that because then you win every time and it's not fun for me to play with you.
Here's Vanessa. Vanessa, good morning. You're part of the Bert Show.
Good morning. I always make my kids play by the rules of games, and if they don't like that, I just tell them, like what Kristen said. I said, well, if you're not going to play by the rules, then I'm not going to play with you. And I think it's a good life lesson for them because it's teaching them at an early age. You can't just do what you want whenever you want. Like, there are certain rules you have to follow in order to win the game. So that's how I do it. Also, my daughter also used to get mad at counting chickens, and then she would take the chickens and put them in her mouth and chew them up.
Damn.
Savage.
You're lucky you have a girl because the boys, they put them elsewhere.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jessica. You're part of the Bert Show. Hi.
Hi, good morning, guys. I said play by the rules. Mm-hmm. Not only so they can teach you that they can't get away with everything, but especially at that age, they're kind of learning and absorbing literally everything.
Yeah.
They're also learning and absorbing how to manipulate you. So I scream and yell at them and get away just because she don't want it. They're learning. They're not that. Everybody's like, oh, kids are dumb. Yeah, sometimes they're not. And they will learn if you stick by the rules, they will learn a lot of lessons, but you're also going to control the fact that they can manipulate you because they will. You'll give up so much. So
once that window is open and they know they can play you, they will. Everybody calling saying the same thing. Rules.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Play by the rules, baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
I stopped the game.
All right.
I mean, I know, and I felt so bad, which is why I'm like, did I handle that situation wrong? Because again, it's freaking count your chickens. Like, he's 3, almost 4. But I was like, this is how we play the game. And I like, listen, buddy, I love playing games with you, and I want to play this game. But if we can't play right, then we're just not going to play at all. So, Mama put the chickens
Good on.
I ain't mad at you.
I think you did the right thing because it's breaking rules for collect the chickens today and it's breaking the law tomorrow.
I don't need Jimmy with the mugshot,
Don't
baby.
be raising a felon, Kristen.
Or messy Mikey. He did. He fell for the oldest trick in the book from his lady here. Whenever a woman says, hey, you know what? Let's not celebrate this. Our anniversary. Guys, it's a trap, okay? We'll get into that in just 1 second. I want to fill you guys in on some real talk, though. Was it Friday that we did Plead the Fifth?
Yes, Plead the Fifth Friday with you.
I regretted one of my answers so badly that it actually woke me up in the middle of the night. You know how like when you wake up in the middle of the night, you just feel like instant regret over things that happened in your past?
It was like, normally it doesn't wake me up in the middle of the night, but it prevents me from falling asleep because I ruminate on it.
That's every night. For me.
Yeah, well, I got gummies for that, but they don't last all night. So in the middle of the night, and this plead the fifth is, it's 5 difficult questions that are thrown at one of us, and you have to try to answer all 5, right? And you guys threw some doozies at me. The one that I answered honestly that I've regretted as soon as I woke up was the one about Messy Mikey.
Aww.
So I called him on Saturday to explain it to him because I felt so bad about it.
Aw.
Yeah.
So
Was that weird?
Yeah, well, he texted me in the morning like, "Hey, do you have time to talk this evening?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, now I got to figure out if I'm getting fired. Like, I don't know what to expect.
What is wrong
I don't
with
wait
you?
all day."
Let me tell you what was wrong with me. I wasn't in my right mind on Saturday with everything going on with Alyssa.
Okay, gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
There.
So this woke me up on Saturday morning, and I texted Mikey on my way to Cartersville to go be by Alyssa's side. That's our Bert's Big Adventure kid. And then right after I saw her, I was tore up, but I also knew that he'd be ruminating on the text that I sent initially. So I had to call him right after I saw him. I saw her. So the question was, who, as part of the youth group, do you think wouldn't be great on the radio or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Or would have a future in radio?
Future in radio. And I said, Messy Mikey here. And what I told Mikey was, and I told him again, was that I think Mikey is really talented and super funny. I just think when it comes to mainstream radio, there's no room. There's no room for his personality, for the way he tells stories, unless it's on a morning show like this. So if he was out of this, I think podcasting, YouTube is really where it's at. But I also thought that when I was working on shows and had a host said that in any way, shape, or form to me while I was the young one on the show, it would have really been hurtful. So I didn't want to be that. So I called him up and I'm like, dude, I am so sorry that I answered that question. And I think his final thing to me was like, if you thought you offended me, you're going to have to try a lot harder.
I said, if you want to hurt my feelings, you got to try harder than that.
That's what it was.
I heard the segment. It didn't bother me at all. I'm thinking that it's hilarious that I'm taking up file cabinet space in your head.
You sure did.
I'm keeping you up at night. I like
sure
that,
did.
actually. I like that.
I mean, it's because it's not like, I mean, when you got a young staff, it's not, it's your job to try to make them better so they find their way in a career. And I felt by answering that, you might have taken that as he doesn't think I'm talented, and that was not it at all. And I couldn't sleep. It was bothering me so much.
No, I knew that you couldn't be honest and say that Jackson has no future here.
So that said, thank you for being so nice when I called.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry I put you through that hell all morning long.
No,
also.
Bert Wise, you're now Mikey's biggest hater and also his biggest motivator.
Good, use it. All right, so what happened with you and your lady? Because we've all learned this lesson before, man.
It's, you know that, I don't know exactly how the expression goes, but it's something like you can't learn from other people's mistakes. You got to make them yourself. I thought that wasn't true, and I thought that I could actually learn from other people's mistakes. It turns out I'm just as stupid as everybody else. I fell for the oldest trick in the book. I had my 2-year anniversary yesterday with my lady. And that's
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that's January 14th, which is just so close to Christmas.
Oh, it's rough,
so
man. I'm going through the same thing, bro.
So right before Christmas, we're like, listen, no presents for whatever it's called, the anniversary. Can we just go out and like whenever it is, let's just go out and whatever. We'll have a nice dinner, which we did. Took about half my wallet, but so the night before yesterday, the day before the anniversary, she comes up to me bearing what's even the right measurement? A bucket full of gifts, a bucket of boxes. I didn't know what was in the boxes, and I just start opening them, just thoughtful present after the other.
But you had already made the agreement that you guys weren't going to do anything for the anniversary.
Big time.
Right?
We are not doing anything for the anniversary. We're going to go out to dinner, but we're not getting each other anything. It takes too much brain power.
But to be fair, you covered the cost of the very expensive dinner, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, she didn't know that was coming. In her head, it was just, I don't know. I don't think that she set me up for a trap. I think that she enjoyed getting me these presents, but immediately I was just overcome with guilt. I opened up the first one.
It's deflating.
I opened up the first one. It's a John Prine shirt. Very thoughtful. The second one was, I keep on saying that I want to put, like Mexican restaurants have like chili pepper lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted those in the apartment, and the whole time she was like, "No, we're not getting chili pepper lights in the apartment." And I open up, what is it? Chili pepper lights.
Oh,
see, that's nice.
Now she's not going to let you hang them, but at least you got them.
And then look at this thing right here.
Ooh, that's
Hold
in a
on.
fancy bag.
Hold on, everybody.
Hey.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Black felt bag, the ties at the top.
I don't remember the name of it. It's like a
picker.
Katimbe
What
Matimbo
the
or
hell
something.
is that
It's like
thing?
a tiny xylophone.
Ready? You guys want to hear what I've been doing?
Yeah.
All right, messed it up. Hold on, one more try. No, I keep on messing that part up. But I've been practicing.
It's not you. It's just not tuned. What is that thing? It looks like somebody took a part of a guitar,
I
the
don't
middle
know.
part of a guitar.
Yeah, it's something. It's a glockenspiel or something. I don't know.
A glockenspiel?
I don't know the name of it, but it's a little thing.
It's something. I think he called it a glockenspiel.
He's looking it up.
Make
Kyoto?
beautiful music with the glockenspiel.
It's not a glockenspiel.
Is it a Kyoto?
A kalimba?
Kalimba.
Kalimba.
Kalimba it is.
Kalimba.
She got me a kalimba.
Did you ask for a kalimba?
I didn't ask for nothing. I said we're not doing presents.
It's a random
And I
gift.
opened up a kalimba, and I couldn't be more excited. You know I love to fidget, and I'm playing Happy Birthday all day long. But
Never
yeah.
fall for this trap ever again.
I was just sadly playing my Katimbo, just like, I'm the worst person ever.
It's DK Matumbo. Dude, so from the old guy in the room, and I think we can all agree on this, man, everything should be celebrated. Even in the littlest of ways when it comes to your anniversaries. I've seen so many couples over the years that don't celebrate those special days, and it just kind of becomes like, all right, we're friends and and all, but it should be celebrated. You guys fell in love with each other, which is a huge deal, and you're spending a life together.
The deal was never that it wouldn't be celebrated, but keep in mind, she gave me these gifts the day before the anniversary. I don't know if this was just like to help me out. Like, okay, now you actually have a day to get yourself together. So I went to Kroger, I got the flowers, I got the letter, I got the wine, I got the candle, I got it all. And so, yeah, I ended up fixing it all up. Do you think I fixed it? Do you think I'm good?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I think you're
The
fine.
thing is, I don't think I was being set up. I think she was doing this out of kindness, but I don't know. You hear all the stories and you're like,
Yes.
is this going to be held against me? What's going on?
So I don't know what this says about my husband and I. We've been together for 20 plus years. We have done dinners. We have done cards. But if I'm remembering correctly, he and I have never exchanged a gift for an anniversary.
That is so fascinating to me because every single time a woman has told me for any celebration, I don't want anything. Don't get me anything. It always went the other way. There's no such thing as we're not exchanging gifts in my experience.
So, for some reason, my anti-anxiety meds make me forget things. So I will have to double check with my husband today. But I kid you not, from our dating anniversary, because we dated for 11 years, we've been married for 7. I know for certainty our wedding anniversary, we've done dinners and stuff. We have not exchanged gifts.
Well, I mean, so long as you're celebrating it, even if it's even if it's a dinner or what have you.
Yeah.
So you're acknowledging your love, which is in this world is a very big deal.
Yeah, a card and dinner. But I don't think either one of us has ever gone out, bought something, wrapped it, and gave it to the other person for an anniversary.
Well, I'll tell you what, PSA, a Coloto or whatever, good anniversary gift. In case you're not supposed to exchange gifts, get them a Coloto. It's good.
The Bert Show.